Good afternoon, all, and thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you. I feel honored. I am representing Commvault, and as we said, it's going to help you with your modern data workloads in terms of protection on your premise, in your cloud, from edge to core to cloud. So with this limited time slot, I will just directly jump on the topic. So with these newer priorities, we are seeing the challenges are also coming up. The first and prime challenge is data is getting spread across everywhere. It could be your endpoints, it could be your data centers, and for your application demands, you may end up putting your data in the cloud. IDC feels that by 2023, which is not even 1 year from now, almost 60% of your information will reside at endpoints. And if data is the new oil, if data is the new asset that you have to protect, then you have to protect your 60% of information, which is there at the edge points. While your information is spreading, at the same time, the risk is also going up. Because every spread, every different landing zone creates more and more space, more and more surface area for the cyber attackers to explore. And we are seeing some shocking figures here. Almost 400% cybercrime has gone up. 41% of it is almost the ransomware attacks. And that's why we see your data is not to be just protected, but it should also be secured. And I'll be coming to this point in the subsequent slides. Now we see with the spread of data, the liability is also increasing. And wherever you go, the important point I'm just highlighting, your data becomes your responsibility. So be it your premise, be it cloud, nobody is going to take responsibility of your data. They can just ensure it is available in terms of the infrastructure. So it is still your responsibility. And with this hybrid cloud adoption, we are seeing your information is partly on premise, partly on cloud, and you need a single platform which can traverse across all these planes. And Commvault can offer you that platform, and that is what I'm trying to establish here. I'll just double click this point, which is in green, with further more details in my upcoming slide. So I have put this slide in a simple color code, where whatever you see in green is what you manage, whatever you see blue is what your vendor manages. So the traditional architecture, which started with your on-premise information, everything was your responsibility, and your data was also your responsibility. As the cloud adoption started, the infrastructure first started moving towards cloud, and then people started calling as infrastructure as a service. So some portion goes to cloud, still your data remains your responsibility. With further evolution, the platforms started moving to cloud, and we started calling them as platform as a service. Still, data is your responsibility. And with the latest trend, most of the applications are modernizing, adopting, and moving to cloud in entirety, where you can use them as a service, which we call as software as a service. But still, all the offerings tell you data is your responsibility. And you want to find out the means and ways to protect it, secure it, and keep it with you wherever required, whenever required. I'll just quickly click upon certain points. So when I said your data has to be protected and secured by you, what if there are situations when cyber attacks happen? What are the possible reasons for which cyber attacks happen? As we said, your data is spread, so that is creating multiple data silos for you, which is eventually generating lack of visibility because data is spread everywhere. You may not possibly see all those points which are hosting your data. And this may lead to your SLAs getting missed because not all the points are under your control at all the time. Still, organizations are putting their efforts by enabling their workforce, by end-user trainings. They are trying to keep their endpoints protected because that is where 60% of your data resides. I'm just double-clicking the same point that we discussed earlier. They are trying to patch their operating systems. They are embedding their clients with antiviruses. They are putting their key management, identity management processes in place. They are trying to secure, harden their data so that unwanted users wouldn't come and tamper their information. Despite all this, what if the attack happens? They still look for a means which can help them recover data very quickly. Because you can try to protect the attack, but what if the Trojan horse enters your walls? Then you need a backup to go back and recover your data very quickly. And we will double click on this point as well. So we have established so far, and you won't deny, that all your organizations completely rely on your data. And if your data is compromised, then your organization's identity will get compromised. And that's why data is the first and foremost thing all of you are here to protect and discuss upon. So when we talk about the business integrity and data integrity, primarily there are 5 key issues that organizations face. And so far, they have been investing in different point products to take care of their 5 different issues. For example, data is fragmented because of data silos. They need a solution for taking care of data fragmentation. There was an increasing attacks on their data and information. They needed a solution for their data security. There used to be ever-changing government demands, societal demands in terms of managing your data. So they needed some compliance product which will help them comply with all those points. Then there is a demand to scale as per market demands, as per business demands. So they needed somebody who can make that data available wherever they go. Either they are on premise or at their edge, or if they go to the cloud. They need somebody who can transform their information. And after all, doing everything, they needed a single pane of glass where they can go and see that, yes, I'm confident, I can see every single information bit present in my organization from single console. So with these 5 points, where data management and protection, with data security, with data governance, with data transformation, which is transforming your data across multiple planes, and with data insights, Commvault wants to offer you a single product, a single platform. So it is not restricted only to backups and recoveries. It is offering you a single intelligent data management plane, which you can utilize for your organizational transformation. And that's what we are here for. So we talked about information moving from premise to SaaS. And in this place, organizations are adopting multiple clouds because not a single cloud can address all the requirements. So MultiCloud is a story where you have some portion on premise, you have some portion on, let's say, Amazon, some portion on Azure, some portion on Google. And with traditional products, you may need to employ different point solutions for different landing zones. I have been referring the term landing zones to different places where your data resides. In this multi-cloud journey, what we feel, organizations want something from their solution, and they don't want some things to happen with their solutions. With this, we are seeing organizations don't want any of their workload to be left behind. Wherever they go, they want their workload to be protected. They don't expect the offering that they are using should restrict them in a way it is getting implemented or the way it is getting delivered. They want that flexibility. At the same time, they're expecting the solution should not bind them to a single infrastructure component or hardware or, for that matter, cloud. They want that flexibility. They want to move everywhere as their business demands, as their application demands. What they don't want point solutions. We have seen there are 5 pain areas. They don't want 5 products to manage those 5 pain areas. They want a single product. They never wanted to see them get locked in the costly cloud solutions where the information goes to cloud, and when the time comes to recover it back, they need to pay heavy egress costs. Why I'm saying this, I'll come to this point in my subsequent slides. So with the solution that I'm going to discuss later on, the egress cost will go away. Something all of you must be interested in. So Commvault is not just talking about different landing zones, but it is also talking about different workloads that it can cover. Application hosted anywhere, any application supported by Commvault. All the databases, it could be on-premise, it could be PaaS, supported by Commvault. It could be different virtualization technologies of different generations with containerization that you are picking up, we support that. It could be cloud IaaS as a service, or it could be cloud object storage as a service, or it could be all leading storage vendors who are so far storing your data. We cover all these workloads. So you can trust one single platform across your entire modern workload journey. I am revisiting this point that your data is your responsibility, just in a different dimension here. I would like you to see this slide in two ways. One, the left side and the right side. And on the left side, the lower half and the upper half. The green portion talks about what your vendor promises you, what they are going to own. And the upper portion, the blue portion, talks about what you need to own, what your vendor is simply going to disown. And the topmost block I can see is again customer data. So your vendors are not ready to take ownership of your data. They will keep the infrastructure available for you, but not your data. Now, I'll just request your attention to the right-hand side of this slide, which talks about some open points to discuss. These points again mention that data classification, data personalization, privacy management of your data, and regulatory compliances of your data still belongs to you. It's you, your organization, your laws of the land finally call all these information responsibilities from you. At the same time, if you'll go through these points, there is a mention of data availability or infrastructure availability in terms of physical security, which is guaranteed by your vendor. But there are certain shared responsibilities that your vendor to take up, that your vendor wants you to take up. One of them is going to be data. So I'm just trying to establish the point. Wherever you go, it is your responsibility to make sure your data is available whenever you want it, be it in the attack situation, be it in the migration situation. It's your data, it's your responsibility. I have just highlighted that. Now, I'll come to something called as Metallic Data Management as a Service. All of you have been listening to multiple SaaS offerings so far, where software application is offered as a service. Commvault as a team, along with, of course, Microsoft's power, we thought, why not offer even backup as a service? Instead of you, our esteemed guests here from different organizations, focusing on the backup processes and regulating those orchestrations at your end, why not you simply outsource it to the expert? We will take care of the application layer. We will offer you all the predefined workflows. We will offer you all the predefined reportings, entire process. You just need to come with your information. We will back it up for you. And the good part about the offering is you can back it up on-premise, you can back it up within cloud, you can back it up across clouds, and you can back up from cloud to your premise. You can do it in any way. Now this offering, which is complete SaaS-based offering, where you don't need to own any infrastructure on your premise, we are coming up with multiple offerings here. One, which talks about endpoints. Again, I'm re-emphasizing 60% data is going to stay there. So a very important offering, your endpoints. Commvault offers you unlimited storage for this. I'll just double-click this point. With Metallic endpoint protection, Commvault offers you unlimited storage in the cloud. You store as much as information as you want to and retain it as long as you want to. With the endpoints, the next enterprise workload that people interested are is the hybrid workload, where some information goes to cloud, some information stays on premise. We offer you solutions for the VMs and Kubernetes backup. We offer you solutions for all modern databases. And we offer you solution for your file and object storages, which you can store on cloud despite having the workloads either on premise or on cloud. Then we come to the offering called as cloud storage, which we call as Metallic Cloud Storage Service. And this is something which I mentioned some time back as a cloud offering, a cloud storage offering from Metallic with zero egress cost. I'll just repeat myself, zero egress cost. Your data stays on cloud, the backup stays on cloud. The moment you want to recover it, bring it back without any egress cost. And it's a joint offering between Commvault and Microsoft, so you can ensure the data is quite in integrated fashion. The next offering is again about your endpoints in terms of backing up the information. Earlier we have seen the O365, M365 kind of backups. Now we are talking about your laptop, desktop backups. The information goes to cloud, stays there with unlimited storage for your backup, unlimited storage for your retention. Unlimited is something unique in the industry, and we are offering that. You are getting information storage unlimited. And if you opt for any of these, a free subscription of Active Directory backup, Microsoft Active Directory backup also comes up with this. You can separately opt for that, or if you go for any of these, you get this offering absolutely free. We have mentioned that on the slide. You can take a look at it. With all these offerings in hand, we were fortunate to serve our customers, and one of the customers have agreed to share their reference story with us. The story is about one of your peers in this banking industry, AU Small Finance Bank, which had, I would say, a pressing target due to their change in their banking platform to move enormous amount of data to back it up to recover to newer platforms. They chose Commvault for doing that. We involved our solution named Hyperscale, which I did not mention in any of my slides, because when it comes to Commvault offerings, there is a lot to discuss. With this minimum time slot, I thought I'll just restrict myself to SaaS offerings and multi-cloud offerings. For more information, I'll just request you to visit our booth, and I'll be more than happy to take it ahead from there. And many of my colleagues will be happy to take it ahead from there. To simply explain what Hyperscale means is, all of you must have at least heard a term called hyperconverged infrastructure, where a software layer basically abstracts whatever is there under that, and you can start small, you can grow large. With Hyperscale, we have brought the similar revolution in the backup industry, in the data protection industry, where you start with a smaller appliance cluster, where you don't need to know what is going to be your data retention requirement across 10 years. You can start with focus of 1 or 2 years. You start a small cluster. As time progresses, as your business demands, as your application demands, when the data grows, you can keep appending single appliance, one appliance at a time, and it will be a scale-out file system which will accommodate all the appliances coming in, and it will store all the data. It will retain all the data as long as you want it. You can tier this information to cloud. You remember I mentioned about MCSS, Metallic Cloud Storage Service, which offers you a storage without any egress costs. So you can think about such tiering as well. You can plan about going tapeless. If there are demands from governor's perspective to still keep tapes in your premise, this hyperscale appliance can also allow you to go tape-based. Many of the banks have chosen this solution. I'm not allowed to mention the name, but one of the leading banks have chosen this solution to protect their core banking information. And we are proud of that fact. And we could manage to reduce their time requirement by 50%. That's why the VP of their IT infrastructure was very happy with our solution, and they were kind enough to put their words here. And there are many such use cases, but because of this limited 15-minute time slot, I couldn't cover all. But I'll be more than happy to take all these discussions ahead with you at our booth, at our office, at your office, wherever you're interested in. With that, I just thank you for your time and patient listening. Thank you so much.